spoilers for chapter 1070 of One Piece are out and Oda's been in his bag for real. I'm going to go over the spoilers of this video as well as talk about the developments in the plot and subplot points and the mysteries that have been conjured. Before I start, this is my second ever YouTube video, so if any of you could leave any feedback in the comments about the production, quality and delivery of my videos, then it would be much appreciated. Oda's pen has ate the flame fruit this chapter. I don't care. RIP Sabu in the chat. This chapter contains a lot more devil fruit lore as well as an interesting twist in the fight between Lucy and Luffy. Now the cover page already is one of the most important pages in this chapter, if not the most important. We see the group of scientists that form MADS, that's Vegapunk, Judge, Queen, Caesar, and a mysterious woman who we can't see fully. Now, who the hell is this? This whole time we thought MADS was a group that only consisted of those 4 scientists, but now we get the revelation that there was a 5th member who's a female. Now, a lot of people have their theory on who they think it might be. Let me know who you think down below in the comments, but my opinion, I think it's only one person, but I'm just going to go through the options now. Now, the most popular option that I've seen a lot of people believe it to be is Dr. Kureha, you know, that young woman from Drum Island. Kureha is definitely a reasonable option. She's an expert doctor. She even trained our favourite reindeer doctor. She seems to have some sort of knowledge on the Void Sentry and the Will of D similar to Vegapunk. And one of the reasons why Blackbeard might have went to Drum Island and started destroying everything was because he was trying to look for Kureha and maybe try to exploit her knowledge for his own personal gain. But of course he wouldn't have known who she was beforehand unless she was an infamous former mad scientist. Now the reason why I don't think it's her is because she literally went to the Reverie, which is filled with CP0 agents, marines, celestial dragons, and I just don't see how a former mad scientist could get out of there alive, or at the very least uncaptured. She might have been working undercover at MADS, which explains why the marines don't know about her, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. We're going full on detective mode right now, but another possible option I've seen a lot of people say is that it could be Luffy's mom. Now the only problem with this is that, you see, there's not a lot of similarities between Dragon and Luffy when it comes to their personality, right? But there is when it comes to Luffy and Garp. Now, I think Luffy has got most of his personality and his character from his mom. Now, just imagine Luffy in a science group. It's not happening. It's like Zoro going to the right direction. It's just impossible. I wouldn't completely write it off because obviously there's that connection between Vegapunk and Dragon, which might have been a result of Luffy's mom being in MADS, might have connected the two together, but I don't know. End of the day, this is One Piece, so honestly I wouldn't write anything off. But now the person who I think it is, the 5th member of MADS science group, is our favourite, Stussy. Looking at the woman in the cover page again, it's pretty obvious that it's Stussy looking at her hair and her clothes. She's a character that's always been shrouded in mystery ever since her introduction at Whole Cake Island. Even her Viva card states that her age is confidential and she gets angry whenever somebody brings her up. I think she's in her 50s or 60s since most of the mad scientists are within this age range. If so, then it's understandable why she wants to hide her age. Another reason why I think it's her is because she knows a lot of information about Egghead Island and the technology that's been used. When the CP0 agents were attacking the hologram, she knew it was a hologram beforehand, but she didn't mention it. She recognized Vegapunk number 5 Atlas, and she knows the exact technology used in the defense systems to protect the lab. I'm so sure that it's her. If it's not, I don't care. I'll delete my channel. And the fact that she withheld a lot of information from the CP0, telling them now during the fight instead of beforehand, suggests that she might be working alongside Vegapunk. Maybe she's planning on betraying the CP0. Anyway, I definitely think it's Stussy. You know, I'm just going to call her Stussy because I know a lot of you damn bad people watching this might be hearing it wrong. Before we move on to the next part of the chapter, I just got to say, Caesar, what the is that trim, bro? Bro, is that one emo kid in school had no friends. And why are they all holding straps? Judge looks like he belongs in a zoo. Well, I can't lie, Queen kind of looks cold. He was spitting facts. He would be too popular if he was thin. So in the first part of the chapter, we see Luffy apologizing to Sentomaru for distracting him before Lucy landed that attack on him. But Sentomaru basically tells him to shut up and that he saw Lucy's attack coming and he even put his guard up, but he still wasn't able to withstand the attack. So I think this dialogue just basically confirms how strong Lucy is. We see Hancock's, Mihawk's, Jinbei's, Seraphims attacking the CP0. So now it's confirmed that the Hancock Seraphim has the same devil fruit as the real Hancock, the Mero Mero no Mi. I want you to take a good look at this photo. She petrified all these grown men. All these grown men found this 10-year-old looking girl attractive. Bro, all these guys caught cases. Someone lock him up and impel down. Speaking of impel down, when Frankie sees the Jinbei Seraphim using the Swim Sim fruit, he gets reminded of Sinyo Pink. He starts crying because he thinks that the only reason the Jinbei Seraphim is able to use the Swim Sim fruit is because Sinyo Pink is dead, and I don't blame him. But Vegapunk confirms to Frankie that the goat Sinyo Pink is alive, but he's imprisoned in Impel Down. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this is the best thing to happen this arc. Luffy needs to go back to the Impel Down and free up the goats Bon Clay and Sinyo Pink. Just imagine that reunion, man. Free up the boys. But an interesting thing we see is that it looks like Jinbei's Seraphim awakened the Swim Swim fruit. So did Jinbei's Seraphim awaken the devil fruit himself, or the Vegapunk replicate it in a way where the one who eats the fruit immediately gains access to its awakened powers? Now the Luffy and Lucy fight continues. Bro, this is a mockery. Luffy's just playing around, bro goes Gigantamax Gengar style and he's trying to eat Lucy. I mean, this sums up the whole fight. Lucy coughing out blood and Luffy just laughing. This is definitely the first time we experienced this in One Piece. Not the goofiness, but in terms of Luffy not being the underdog for the first time when he's fighting an antagonist. Lucy's holding on to dear life. Eventually, Lucy is about to lose consciousness, which is a callback to Eni's lobby when he's fighting Gear 3 Luffy. After this, Santomaru and Chopper tell Luffy they want to go to the Rocket Lab because they want to help Vegapunk and treat Atlas's wounds respectively. So now they're on their way to the Rocket Lab. They leave Lucy and Ahmad. RIP Lucy. Luffy 2-1 up now. Watching Luffy fighting Gear 5 now is one of my favourite things. Oda always makes it so unpredictable and creative. He definitely has the most unique fighting style. We see Jinbei raising up the Boa Hancock Seraphim. Bro's got that impel down game. Now, to my knowledge, this is the first time you see a Seraphim speaking. Now that's surprising because I thought that these things couldn't talk. But here, Vegapunk reveals how he replicated the devil fruits that the Seraphim were using, as well as the devil fruits he replicated in general. Vegapunk says that the zone devil fruits can be manufactured. I'm assuming that they just need the DNA of the animal of the fruit they're trying to replicate. When it comes to replicating Paramecia type devil fruits, he explains that he needs to get hold of the user's lineage factor, refine the blood type and administer it, which will allow you to gain the user's ability, and it's the same blood that's running through the Seraphims. Now for the Logia type devil fruits, he doesn't say much. All he says is that no matter how hard he's tried to replicate it, it's very difficult. I think he's not revealing too much regarding the Logia type devil fruits because he's hiding something. I think he has a Seraphim that has a Logia type power, but he's just not going to reveal it now. Ace Seraphim. But anyway, I just want to see the devil fruit power that the Mihawk Seraphim has. I'm assuming it's a Paramecia since the others have Paramecias too. Some people say that he could have the diamond fruit, which would be interesting to see. Now towards the end of the chapter, we see Sentomaru looks beat. He almost looks dead, but you know, he could come back and do a Kinemon, so who knows. Since Sentomaru is down, Lucy gains control of the Seraphim. He orders them to block all the escape routes. He's definitely not going to wait for the Marines to come before engaging with the Straw Hats again. He contemplates that waiting for the Marines will allow them to escape, and he says that he's not going to let anybody escape, so that suggests that he's not going to wait for no one. But now that he's gained control of the Seraphims and the Marines are getting closer, the tension is definitely building up now. I think Vegapunk is definitely going to whip out some next invention to help them get out of all of this. Now I definitely think Luffy's going to help him escape the island, and he says that he's going to take a ride on the Straw Hat ship, but I don't think that means he's going to join the Straw Hats as an official member. He probably wants a ride to go to the Kamabaka Kingdom to meet up with Dragon. And when the Straw Hats and Revolutionary Army meet, that's when they'll find out the situation about Sabo and Alabasta. But anyway, that's thinking a bit too far ahead. Right now they're in a sticky situation. Kizaru is on his way and he's definitely not going to let them escape easily. Or is he? In my previous video I explained why I think that there's a small chance that Kizaru might not be going to Egghead Island to kill the Straw Hats and Vegapunk, but instead he has true intentions and motives that are different from that. So check out my last video if you're interested to see a deeper insight. Anyway, overall I think this is a very good chapter. I'll give it 8 out of 10. Let me know your rating in the comments. The next chapter is going to be the last chapter of this year, so I look to get a review of that done, hopefully around New Year's time. I'm still getting used to YouTube, making videos, even speaking into a mic I find weird. I don't have a quiet space in my house to record videos, so I have to do this in my car. But hopefully over time I'll get better at this. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.